Okay, I think we're good. All right, welcome everybody. I know that it's closeout and everyone probably has quite a bit to do. I know me and Sarah do. We still have a Meet Monate live tonight in 1 hour, and Jessica Jackson's going to be doing it. And you guys, she's amazing. She's been in since I think like year 1.5-ish. She was one of Kendall's big huge hitters. She's amazing. So make sure you guys do invite people to that. And tonight we're just going to help you guys a little bit on closeout, and then also starting off your next month a little bit too. And so I wanted to talk strictly, and we're going to keep it short. Like I told Sarah, we could keep it under 15 minutes, and that way it's impactful, productive, and then you guys can get back to closing out, especially since the flash sale is still going on. So I'm going to talk a little bit about follow-ups because it's the worst thing that that's my lowest skill point. Okay. So if I can teach you guys on how to do a follow-up, then hopefully it'll work for me too. And I'll tell you what, I have missed out on millions and millions of dollars because of the follow-up. And I know Sarah has too personally. So following up is extremely important. Now there's 3 reasons why people usually don't do it. It's because they're either afraid or they don't want to be pushy. And that's a big one for me. And I know a lot of people are that way. My sister's not though, so she should really be giving all the great advice on this. And not a priority. Sometimes people just don't think it's a high priority. They're like, I'll make some posts, they'll see it, and then they'll come back around, right? And it's kind of like posting and praying. But we have to be strategic with our movements. And that's because it's something we can document that we did ourselves. We're not relying on somebody else to do our jobs for us, and we're not leaving our business to chance. And so following up is one of those key things that if you can learn how to do it, I promise it can help you out and you won't miss out on a whole lot of opportunity. So sorry if I have food in my teeth. I literally just ate. I probably do. Sorry. Deal with it. Okay. So some of the questions that you can ask. There's 4 things that I typically go off of. Now these are going to have to deal with what level of temperature your prospect is, whether they're hot market or warm market or cold market. But these 4 questions are what you eventually want to get to. And if they're brand new in their cold market, you guys try to see if you can make them warm quicker. Sarah and I became friends really quick. It did take us a little bit of time to really connect, but once we finally did, like we turned into friends immediately. And I know the same thing happens for a lot of you guys. So 4 follow-ups. There's the really biggest, simplest questions that gets you straight down to the topic is ask them, number 1, have you used Monate yet? This is a really good first question that I can use with almost any prospect. Have you used Monate yet? For one, we have a brand that's already been established. And so ride that. We worked really hard, 6 years on making this beautiful brand. The Erdnettas have worked really hard on it. So ask them if they've used it because more than likely they had heard of it. And if they haven't, they should be super excited to hear more. Go straight into the second question. Would you like to? And it's really easy, but it keeps a conversation going back and forth. And the reason why I'm putting this into 4 sections is because if you load all these questions in one first initial message, you're going to be vomiting on them too much. The whole point is to get a conversation going back and forth. So that way you're letting them control the conversation and you are of service, but you're still kind of in control. You're trying to service them, but you're not being too pushy. You're literally just going straight into doing a service for them. Number 3, let's assume they say yes. We're hoping they say yes. If they say no, they go on your follow-up list, and I'll give you a follow-up agenda in just a second. But number 3, the third thing that you want to go into a conversation is these are the specials that are going on right now. And so right now we've got a flash sale that's going on, like with our curling wand and stuff. That's going to go away here in a little bit. So show them the things that are available now. Whenever we don't have a flash sale, the thing that you can promote is the only for you products. Those switch up, those change every month. And so that's something you can always fall back on if you don't have a promotion going on. Always talk about the discounts. The more they buy, the more percentage off they get. Those are really great. And if people can say, this is the amount, or this is what's going on, you're going to save this amount of money. Usually people think savings. Usually people want to get in on a good deal or want to buy it on a good deal. And then number 4, and this one can lead you down the road to a lot of great, amazing connections, is do you have any friends that may want to try? And this one has gotten me sometimes when they're not ready, sometimes it's gotten me to help them sign up their mom or their sister or their cousin And so this question will help you get to those 6 ways of connections that lead you to almost everybody in the world, right? So everyone's going to lead you to somebody. And if you can practice doing these things, a little follow-up tip, depending on how hot and cold they are in your market. If they're hot, your follow-up rule with them would be daily. Okay, so if you know them real well, keep following up with them daily. If they're warm, you can follow up with them weekly. And that means yes, every week. And if you've been ghosted by them, just say, hey, I haven't forgotten about you. Sorry if I got you at a bad time. I know sometimes I open up my messages and I think I respond, but I don't. But I just want to let you know, yes, I'm still here. Yes, I'm still thinking about you. No pressure whatsoever. Leave an open door for them. And then cold, if they're cold market and you're trying to build them up to warm market, monthly. Follow up with them monthly. And now reoccurring, you guys connect with new people. While you're doing your follow-ups, always try to connect to new people no matter what you're doing. Social media, any platforms that you're building on, any similar interests, common things that are happening, whatever you can do to make more connections is going to be better, because eventually in the next couple of days, which hopefully in the next, 5 to 10 days, you could be focusing on how many people you're going to be contacting and what category they fall in. So that way you can line yourself up to make a plan and be productive. Now, it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I promise this skill right here can make you guys a lot of money, and it can help you to miss out on a lot of opportunities. Sarah has missed out on $1 million earners signing up on her team because she just didn't ask them, have you tried Monat yet? Would you like to? That's it. Like, that's all you got to do is open the door for them, and always give them a way out. And follow-ups should just be mandatory. I know we don't want to do them. I sure as heck don't want to do them, but it's the one thing that gets me sales, and it's the one thing that gets my team rolling, because it keeps me in experience. It keeps me in the front lines doing my business. And let's face it, it keeps me excited. And when I'm excited, the rest of us can be excited, because one fire will ignite another. So that's something that you can do to be an example to your guys' team too. And if you need to reach out to some of your market partners that are not on this call and remind them, hey, it's closeout, who can we follow up with? There you go. You have a little coaching thing that you can do with them and say, this is what we can do. Let's start going through some names. So Sarah, I did it in 8 minutes. How is that, girl?
Good job, friend. Impressive.
Yeah, I'm impressed too. Okay, I'll pass it off to you, friend.
Okay, sweet. So just to piggyback off of what Julie was saying about following up, a lot of people aren't going to buy on the first time. Matter of fact, the majority of people aren't going to buy on the first time. I told Julie no for months, but in the process of that, every time that her and I talked, every time that she followed up with me, it was an exposure. And every exposure, she took more and more wool off my eyes and painted this picture for me. So it's really important that you're following up with people. People are going to tell you no on the first approach. I heard something really great the other day that really stuck with me about the best salespeople. There's a couple of things. Number one, the best salespeople are excited. People buy from the passionate and the consistent. So even if you have to fake your excitement, you guys, there are times where I have to take a deep breath and go, okay, I got to lay it on thick on this one. All the holiday bundles, it was a lot of product to go through and take pictures of. And so by the time I was done with it, I wasn't as excited as I was when it first got here, but so I had to lay it on. The second thing is be tenacious. Not everyone will buy on the first try. I want to be there 2 years from now when they're ready. You want to be the person that is there 2 years from now when they decide that they are ready to buy, and you've been consistent the entire time. People are going to watch you. They'll tell you no at first, and then they'll sit back and they'll watch you to see what you do. Are you being consistent? Are you making money? Are you having success? Are you showing up? Are you modeling for them what this business could potentially look like for them? Because people say no, not because they don't want to do it. People say no because they are confused. Julie always tells me this: a confused mind says no. And if it doesn't make sense for them, like, okay, what could this look like for me? I mean, imagine if somebody came up to you and was like, hey, can you start a teaching position tomorrow? You're going to be teaching little kids geometry. You're going to be like, wait, what? No. Until maybe you think about it, like, well, could I? And what would that look like for me? You know, you start chewing on it and working it out in your head. Not that this is anywhere near as not fun as geometry. This is way more fun than geometry, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, so going into next month, let's say this month you didn't close out the way that you wanted to or you had hoped to, and that you are watching people around you rank up and you're wondering, why not me? I can promise you it's not because of your upline. It's not because of your downline. It's not because of your crossline. It's not because of your sideline. It is because of this one individual person right here. I have a girl that just texted me, you guys, and she has 5,000 in personal volume, meaning she's pulling in MMB volume by herself. She doesn't necessarily need a team to maintain her. Well, you know, she needs the ranks, but she's showing her team like, look, I'm going to do this with or without you. And you have to have the same attitude of like, I am going to do this with or without you. So the best thing that you can do is, number one, decide right now that next month is going to be a productive money-making month, that it's not an option. You have to make that decision, because if it's an option and you haven't made the decision, then you're not going to show up. So make the decision and decide. And then number two, to plan ahead, you should be looking at the past. So we're just going to do this in a week's time. We're going into the first week in December. How we close out this month is how we start the month. So you want to start it excited, you better find some excitement from somewhere. Like I said, even if you have to fake it. But look at the past week of, okay, how many lives did you do? How many posts did you do? What posts did you do? What products were you talking about? What products did you not talk about? Did you have an event on your calendar last week? How many reach outs did you do? How many follow-ups did you do? And be really honest about that, okay? So write all that down. This is what the week past looked like. Okay, now what gaps do you need to fill? Could you pick up more live videos? Could you talk about different products? Are there some products that you haven't talked about for a while? Maybe go through your social media and see like, okay, what products haven't I talked about in a long time? Go to your website and pick out a few and sell those products you were talking to the people that would buy those. Can you get events on your books? Like, what can you get on your books that wasn't on your books last week, and schedule it out? Like, legit get it on your schedule, write it down, plan it, because if it's already on your schedule, you can build your life around it. Then there's no excuse. If it means you have to wake up an hour early, then you wake up an hour early. If you go to bed an hour later, you go to bed an hour later. Like, you know, right now things are hard and people are hustling. And so people are willing to find the time. Do it on your lunch break, when you're standing in line at the grocery store, when you're in the wait line picking up your kids at school, you can get your social media post. Something is better than nothing. If you're sitting back in fear, stagnant, doing nothing because you're like, my pictures aren't as good as so-and-so, or I don't know what to say, or you're overcomplicating it in your head, doing nothing is a surefire way to put $0 in your pocket. But doing something, you at least have the possibility of putting money in your pocket, and who knows who sees that post and what it could potentially turn into. So I hope that this was helpful. Thanks, Julie, for having me on. Is there anything else that you want to add?
No, I think that was awesome. Melody said that she just went car qualified today.
Woohoo! 3 months car qualified.
That is so awesome. So I had to throw that in there. Congratulations. That's amazing. Does anyone else have a big, huge celebration you guys want to throw out there before we get off? Because it is end of month. It's pretty cool. And if not, You guys better have some amazing ones next month or be
I
celebrating.
don't know if she's on here, but Shiloh Ridgeway, that's who had 5,000 in PV. So if you're on here, Shiloh, congratulations on your personal volume. That's huge. I think, really going into December, Stuart was talking about this on our STD call, and Julie can attest to this, but Stuart was saying, the next month, like, we really need to be focusing on customer sales. So for those of you that customers is your jam, like, let's do this. We're going to make a full-on push for customers. They're the lifeline of your entire business. So talking about the products and before and afters, testimonials, all that stuff.
Maricel has 9,000 PV this month.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh. 7,000 PV. Holy smokes, you guys. How are you doing this? You guys need to be leading the calls. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Crossed over 80,000, first time ever. That's so cool. This makes my night, you guys. This is so exciting. 1 AMM, 2 MMBs, Kaylee said. That's exciting, you guys. One of my girls hit MMP, another, which caused another MMB, and then you got an AMM. Heck yeah. See, you guys? MMPs to AMMs all the way to SEDs. You guys keep focusing on those MMPs. They are huge ranks. That's still my favoriteest rank in the whole company. And if you're stuck in your business, I promise, promote a new MMP and all your problems go away for a little bit, okay? Until you need another one. So just keep doing it over and over, I promise, because those celebrations are really, really big. So congrats, you guys. That's exciting. Yes. Oh, okay. And Vegas qualified. 10 girls over 2,000 PV. You guys are amazing. This is so cool. Well, congratulations, guys. Happy November. Thank you guys for getting on with us at the last minute and all the things. We're just really, really proud of you guys. And next month is going to be incredible. But you still have a couple of hours left for November. So, give it your all, see what you can do to fill in any gaps. And if you're closed out, celebrate, and celebrate with your friends and get ready for next month. Because like at 11 o'clock it starts. And if you want to make the end of the year, go out with a bang, make every single day count. Just like Sarah said, don't take any days off, decide to make that decision. And that was super inspiring. It made me kind of like go back to talking about the convention of making that decision. So yeah, you guys got it in you. I promise. You just got to dig it out and make it happen because it's there. It's there already. So yeah, thanks for getting on.
Thanks, Brand. I love you.
All right, love you guys. I'll give the recording out in a little bit. See you guys later.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye. Bye.